see. Okay. And of course you will finish 16, I have no doubt. Okay, devotees, we will read. Did you speak to him? Oh, okay. All right, so here we go, devotees. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharne Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschachadeshatarne Shri Krishna Caitanya Pramanityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpaturubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So today, devotees, we're beginning chapter 34 of the Prabhupada Lilamrita, chapter 34 out of 55. And it's titled Jet Age Parivrajacharya. Parivrajacharya means traveling acharya. Traveling preacher, traveling acharya, like that. So Prabhupada, normally Parivrajacharya traditionally would walk from one place to another. Prabhupada would fly. So, okay, May 1971. Srila Prabhupada prepared for extensive world travel. Although his itinerary was indefinite, his general plan was to travel widely for a few months, then tour the US, visit London, and then return to India. He had sent disciples to Australia and Malaysia, and he wanted to visit them. He also wanted to go to Moscow and was awaiting a letter of permission from the Soviet government. As he had spread his movement in America, visiting major cities and preaching, and then stationing a few faithful disciples there to carry on, he now expanded his field to include the whole world. Srila Prabhupada's traveling was in the mood of Narada Muni, the eternally wandering devotee. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Prabhupada had translated Narada Muni's words as follows: I travelled all over the earth fully satisfied, and without being proud or envious. I do travel everywhere by the grace of the Almighty Vishnu, either in the transcendental world or in the three divisions of the material world, without any restriction, because I'm fixed up, unbroken, in the devotional service of the Lord. I do travel, as above mentioned, by constantly singing the glories of the Lord in transcendental message, by vibrating this instrument of Veena, charged with transcendental sound, and given to me by Lord Krishna. Yes, unquote. And in his Bhagavatam purports, Srila Prabhupada had explained, quote, it is the duty of a mendicant to have experience of all varieties of God's creation as Parivrajacharya, or traveling alone through all forests, hills, towns, villages, etc., to gain faith in God and strength of mind, as well as to enlighten the inhabitants of the message of God. A sannyasi is duty-bound to take all these risks without any fear. And the most typical sannyasi of the present age is Lord Caitanya, who traveled in the same manner through the central India jungles, enlightening even the tigers, bears, snakes, deers, elephants, and many other jungle animals. Of course, that's described in Caitanya Charitamrita in detail. Lord Caitanya passing through the Jharkhanda forest, and how he saw some tigers, a few tigers, and actually, Lord Caitanya was just walking with his assistant. The Lord Caitanya was just walking whichever way he felt like walking, because he was just sort of lost in devotional ecstasy, completely oblivious to everything else. And what should happen? But he walked into a tiger that was lying on the side. He just walked into it. And the tiger, of course, got a bit of a shock. Normally people don't do that with tigers. But Lord Caitanya didn't run or panic or cry out, "Krishna, save me," or anything of that sort. Krishna just told the tiger, "Chant, Krishna, Krishna."
Krishna, Krishna.
Oh, okay, yeah. Chant, Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna.
And what did the tiger do? The tiger chanted, "Krishna, Krishna."
Krishna, Krishna.
Yeah. And then, then the tiger started following them. Oh, yes. And Lord Chaitanya's assistant was, concerned, looking back. And then a few other tigers joined. Gosh. And then they came across a group of deer, forest deer. And the forest deer are the natural food of the tigers. But Lord Caitanya, he told the deer to chant, "Krishna, Krishna."
Krishna, Krishna.
And the deer chanted, "Krishna, Krishna."
Krishna, Krishna.
And the tigers came running over, and the assistant thought, well, here we go. But then the tigers and the deer started embracing each other, and some of them were kissing. It's not normally something we do so much, really. Traditionally, parents or, dear associates of children would pat them on the head or smell their heads. Children's heads. 'Cause, the mouth is one of the most dirty places on the body. And if one does not believe or understand that, say, then sometime when I'm not watching, you take a finger and rub it against your teeth, and then Smell your finger. Hari Bol. Yeah, so the mouth kissing, even actually, even though the cow is so pure that its urine and cow dung is pure, and not just pure, but purifying. It can purify something which is already contaminated. But did you know the mouth of the cow is considered to be unclean? Did you know that? You heard that? You heard? Malum hai? Nay. Malum nay hai. Yeah, there's a whole story. I mean, it's a bit of a story. The cow told a lie. A cow told a lie. Yeah. Anyway, it's a bit of a story. You can look it up on Google if you like. And so the cow was cursed that your body will be completely pure, but not your mouth. So, okay, all righty. Let's see, where are we? Okay, yeah, the animals. In the age of Kali, Prabhupada had explained, sannyas is especially difficult. If, however, one did take sannyas, what now? Okay, Prabhupada, yeah, this is now Prabhupada, because it doesn't indicate what's spoken by Prabhupada or what's just the text. So, yeah, if, however, one did take sannyas, Prabhupada says, one may take the vow of renunciation of or one who may take the vow of renunciation of family life may not imitate the Parivrajakacharyas like Narada or Lord Caitanya, but may sit down at some holy place and devote the whole time and energy in hearing and repeatedly chanting the holy scriptures left by the great acharyas, like the 6 Goswamins of Vrindavan. Yeah, okay. That Prabhupada speaking. Oh yeah, right. And one other point I wanted to mention about the animals, but then it just slipped my mind. Srila Prabhupada, in talking about Lord Caitanya in the Jarikanda forest, in that particular chapter, it's, quite an extensive description, Srila Prabhupada makes the point that Lord Caitanya, as Prabhupada says here, was able to enlighten even the tigers, bears, snakes, deers, elephants, and many other jungle animals. But Srila Prabhupada makes the point that we should not try to deliver these animals. Means particularly the tigers. I mean, you could go to the zoo, but not in the jungle. Don't try to deliver the tigers, or the bears, or the snakes. Yeah, don't try, because we don't have the potency, and we might end up, well, So Prabhupada says, we must try to deliver the humans. That's what we should do. Okay. Yet, Prabhupada was traveling as a mendicant missionary Parivrajacharya, having already attained the advanced stage wherein the pure devotee resides in Vrindavan and chants Hare Krishna incessantly. He was now traveling for the good of the whole world. He, like Narada, was traveling to all parts of the world. As a news writer in India had appropriately titled him, he was, quote unquote, a jet age Parivrajacharya. A few brahmacharis, each only recently initiated by Srila Prabhupada, had been preaching alone on the tropical peninsula of Malaysia for several months. With nearly 1 million Indians in Malaysia, many of them wealthy and influential, the brahmacharis were meeting with success. During one program at a Hindu temple in Kuala Lumpur, a South Indian doctor and his lawyer wife expressed their appreciation of the devotees and offered to donate a house and some land to ISKCON. When the devotees visited the property and found that the offer was serious, they informed Prabhupada, who decided to visit. Is that the current temple, do you know? You know when they got that? Oh, okay, so maybe it was a different place. Anyway, yeah, Yamaraj Prabhu's lived in Malaysia. You lived there, right? Yeah. And I've visited there many, many times. And yeah, there's big Indian community. And because it's a Muslim government, I think is it 60% of the population is Muslim. I mean, not like 90% or something like that, 60%. So it's officially a Muslim country. And therefore it is illegal to preach to the Muslims. It's criminal. Yeah, it's criminal. You can get locked up for it. So we basically, you can preach to the others. There's not a lot of others. There's the Indians and there's Chinese. You're allowed to preach to them. That's about what there is, isn't it? Pretty much. Yeah, so we there have focused and continue to focus to a very large extent on the Indian population, which is Tamil. The vast majority are Tamil, right? Vast majority. Vast majority, and you know what? They speak Tamil. At home. Yeah. Out in the villages, the smaller places, they don't speak English well. But in the cities, normally, they can speak English, and some of them speak fine. Yeah. So the preaching is going on there. Big preaching. How many temples?
Each city has a temple. No, each city has a center. Temples, there are 2 big ones, and I would say maybe 25 to 30 temples.
Right. Okay, anyway, yeah, it's very nice. So, okay, Malaysia. Prabhupada, accompanied by his disciple Vegavan, flew from Bombay to Kuala Lumpur. Since he planned to go next to Sydney and install Radha Krishna deities in the new temple there, he carried the deities with him, the same Radha and Krishna who had presided at the Bombay Pandal. Lord Krishna rode in a wooden box in the plane's luggage compartment, and Srimati Radharani, wrapped in cloth, rested on Vegavan's lap. Wow. Because there's quite small deities, right? And they're in Sydney now. I think they're quite small deities. Yeah, as I recall. Within a brief time after Prabhupada's arrival at Kuala Lumpur, he was lecturing before a large audience at his host's home. Right. Oops, Prabhupada said, I'm very glad to inform you. Oh well, I guess he's writing here. I'm very glad to inform you that we've reached Malaysia very shortly, that on my arrival there was a nice meeting, and then we have come outside the city. Yesterday I was very busy all day. For 2 days, Prabhupada stayed in the home of a wealthy Sindhi merchant. Whoa, the Sindhis. Yeah, not a Tamil. Okay, a Sindhi. The house was large and luxurious, with thick carpets and large mirrors. But when Prabhupada learned that his hosts were meat eaters, he refused to eat anything except fruit and milk, even though his disciples offered to cook for him. His disciples, having traveled throughout Malaysia, considered eating at the homes of meat eaters permissible, as long as the devotees could prepare their prasadam in pots not used for cooking meat. But Prabhupada's standard was higher. One room in the house held a large collection of marble deities. Wow. About 50 sets of Lakshmi Narayan and Radha Krishna deities in rows. It appeared to be more of a collector's display than worship, however, and Prabhupada was unimpressed. Prabhupada lectured at the Kuala Lumpur Town Hall and the Lakshmi Narayan Temple, mostly to Indians. He explained that people could be united only on the spiritual platform. At this time, Malaysia is an independent country, isn't it? Or is it still part of the... When did it become independent? Yeah. Right. Okay. So people could be united only on the spiritual platform. Look at the United Nations, he said. They're adding more and more flags, and there are only more and more wars. This Krishna consciousness movement will be the real United Nations. Prabhupada had brought with him slides of ISKCON's activities, and he had one of his disciples narrate a slideshow, coaching him on what to say. When a slide appeared of Ratha Yatra in London's Trafalgar Square, Prabhupada prompted the devotee, now it's no more Lord Nelson, now it's Lord Jagannath, because in Trafalgar Square, which is commemorating the Battle of Trafalgar. You heard of the Battle of Trafalgar? It's probably good. We learnt about it in school. Admiral Nelson, well, Lord Nelson he became. Yeah. So I think his statue is on top of this big pillar, I mean really, really big, at Trafalgar Square. Lord Nelson. So Prabhupada said, now it's no more Lord Nelson, now it's Lord Jagannath. When Prabhupada met the couple offering the land, he discovered that the agreement had certain important conditions. The doctor and his wife said that they would give ISKCON a large piece of land near the main highway, and that their own construction company would build the temple. Within 2 years, however, if the company hadn't completed the building, the doctor and his wife would reclaim the property. Always eager to consider any serious donation of land, Prabhupada accepted the conditional offer, but he knew that such offers were usually too conditional. Already the doctor and his wife had hinted of quote-unquote Indian Brahmins running the temple, and of ISKCONs having only a side altar. One evening as Prabhupada talked with the doctor, a gynecologist, the talk turned to birth control. Prabhupada explained its sinfulness, and he gave an example. If someone poisoned the air in the room he and the doctor were sitting in, then they would have to leave the room or die. Similarly, Prabhupada explained, contraception meant to poison the womb, denying a soul its rightful shelter. Like Prabhupada's previous host, the doctor ate meat, although the devotees had been pushing him to give it up. Prabhupada was gentle. Try to stop eating meat, he urged. It was Ekadasi, and Prabhupada decided to fast from all food, again showing extreme reluctance to eat in the home of a meat eater. Now that's instructive, isn't it? That's really quite something. Okay, devotees, now Prabhupada goes to Sydney, right, the very next part. So we'll just leave that till tomorrow. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, jai.